It's good to see y'all, Slick. It's good to see you, my brother. No greater basketball mind on television than my man here, Slick Ric Bucher. Well, Slick, arguably no greater basketball player on the court than Kevin Durant. He's in Phoenix. But former NBA All-Star Gilbert Arenas said this, and it was truly baffling when he said it. He said KD's biggest failure would be going to Phoenix and not winning a title. But, Slick, what do you say about that?
It would barely slide into his top three. First of all, we got Brooklyn, okay? Have we already forgotten about Brooklyn?
Yep.
Brooklyn had the opportunity to build the team as he wanted, and they did his bidding. They brought in Kyrie Irving. They brought in James Harden. They hired Steve Nash.
Okay.
All right? DeAndre Jordan signed him because that's who he wanted.
Yep.
And what did they do? 3 playoff appearances, never got past the second round. That's what Darren Williams did in his stead there. So I can't look at what KD was given and what he accomplished and not feel that it was a failure. That's one.
Okay, what's two?
Two, we've forgotten this. We look at Oklahoma City, and it's Oklahoma City. Have we forgotten that in 2016, the Oklahoma City Thunder and Kevin Durant
Were up
3-1.
That did happen.
Golden State Warriors. That did happen. And if we look at the Golden State Warriors and their loss after being up 3-1 in the finals that year as the greatest failure of the big three for the Golden State Warriors, how can we not look at being up 3-1 against the Warriors as not a failure, certainly bigger than going to Phoenix?
Slick, talk to me about the tenure in OKC. 9 years Kevin Durant was in OKC.
Yep.
Do you consider that 9-year tenure a failure? Although he did go to the NBA Finals, he did lose to LeBron James. He was up 3-1 against the Golden State Warriors. Like, there was a lot of success that occurred in OKC. Was that tenure a success or was that tenure a failure?
I don't want to say that the entire tenure was a failure because they did go to 4 Western Conference Finals. They did go to the finals. Ultimately, though, you're talking about Kevin Durant, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Serge Ibaka. Like, you went to 4 Western Conference Finals, and you only went to the finals once, and you never won a ring. I would focus on that 1 year, though. You had the opportunity. You're up 3-1. This is your chance to go and win it all, and the feeling was, and obviously Cleveland changed that because of Draymond Green and a lot of other variables, but the feeling was whoever came out of the West that year was going to win it. And there's still plenty of people out there who believe that if the Oklahoma City Thunder had reached the finals that year, that they would have beaten anything that Cleveland could put on the floor.
Slick, I appreciate you. I got to head back to the desk and ask the rest of the brilliant minds sitting here. Dave, I haven't gotten your input on this yet. I know you watch basketball like you watch football, and more than anything, you are a fan of people playing games at the high level. Would KD not winning a title in Phoenix be his biggest failure?
I don't even think it would register. Kind of like what Slick just said. Like, okay, it would be disappointing, right? It would be disappointing with the star power there. I have a hard time seeing how it would be a failure. I know Kevin Durant requested a trade, but at the end of the day, the Suns went and got him. Like, I don't even know how this winds up being on KD. You know, like your analogy from the other day about icing on the cake. Maybe that's a little extreme, but Kevin Durant is being added to a team that was already pretty damn good. Like, they've made a finals appearance. Why is this on Kevin Durant? Honestly, can I put my dorky spin on it? Can we get my poll from earlier in the show? Yeah. Kevin Durant was on the cover of the New Yorker, y'all. The Brooklyn Nets. Look, if you're not a nerd like me, look, the New Yorker is not a sports magazine. They do book reviews, they cover politics. It's a very, very highbrow, nerdy publication. And Harden, Kyrie, and Durant were on the cover of the New Yorker. That's how big of a deal it was that they went to the Brooklyn Nets. It was a big deal. And not only did they not accomplish anything, we barely even saw it happen. Like, these guys barely played together. What?
16 games.
16 games? 6 games in the playoffs. Like, it's almost like it didn't happen, and I think that's why we gloss over it, because it didn't even come to fruition. That's how big of a failure it was. We didn't even get to see what it would really look like. Nothing Kevin Durant could do in Phoenix would even register to how crazy of a failure that is. It's insulting to think, especially since, again, at the end of the day, this wasn't his call. The Suns went and got him. Now, I don't even put this on Kevin Durant. Brooklyn, I can't get over that. He's on the cover of the New Yorker, man. It transcended
was nice
sports.
painting, too.
It's a gorgeous drawing. Yeah. I'd love to, I'd frame it if I was a Nets fan, except it was an abject failure. So you can't even do anything with it. No, it's not even close.
It's not close. Joy, where do you stand on that? Would the failure in Phoenix be the biggest failure if it happened?
I think I could be persuaded with Brooklyn. I think I'm just so tired of talking about it.
I get it.
I just don't want to go there. But I definitely don't think it's Phoenix. I agree with David. The Phoenix is not Durant's responsibility. If he comes there and wins it, then it should be one of his greatest accomplishments. If it's on the board that it will be one of his greatest failures, then it must also be a great accomplishment. It can't. I don't see how you can argue against that. Brooklyn was an absolute failure, but I guess I don't lay it at the feet of Kevin Durant, which is why I would push back on that being his responsibility.
I mean, failure, Kevin Durant, it don't even make sense.
Right.
It's Kevin Durant. It's one of the greatest players to ever play. I just think that, if in my words, I would say that it'd be like a basketball letdown. I would just say that because the Suns, they have players that actually want to play. Where in Brooklyn, I feel like you can't blame him because he can't control what Kyrie does off the court, right? He can't control if James Harden wants to play or don't want to play. You can't control that. I think with this team, with a guy like CP3, Chris Paul wants to win. He's like dying to get a championship. For year and year, he talks about it. And then Devin Booker, who's a beast, he's emerged to this superstar. So I think it's a perfect team and perfect match. You bring Kevin Durant, they got a big chance to win a championship.
Not a failure, but a basketball letdown. Has a good ring to it.
That's what I do. That's what they call me. Don't leave me hanging.
A basketball letdown. Well, coming up, LeBron James. They would be very much so basketball letdown if they don't make the playoffs this year.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.